So welcome back to the tool shed. This tool is as simple as it gets. Everybody, at least, born in the West, I don't think my Israeli friends know this, but certainly Americans, you know this. It's a tool your parents gave you since you were a little kid, probably. Now, I didn't know it was a tool. I thought it was a sort of a nursery rhyme or a little, child's song. But when a teacher of mine, Wayne Dyer, pointed it out, it's actually one of the most profound tools you need to live your life, as we'll see, according to how this this tool plays out. Now, it's kind of silly, but you got to bear with me. We're going to do one round of it together, and then we're going to jump into it. It goes like this. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. People are like, please, stop singing. So I will stop singing. But listen to this text, this ancient wisdom tradition, which is so often true with children's fairy tales, or fairy tales certainly, but also these nursery rhymes. They're actually quite challenging, oftentimes kind of traumatizing. Like, remember the other one about the baby, rockabye baby in the treetop? When the bough breaks, the cradle, will come down, falling, death to the babies and all. So, like, what? That's not a child's rhyme. It's actually a wisdom teaching, and that's another one for another time. As Dr. Dyer teaches in his honor and his memory, row, row, row your boat. So first of all, you can't just sit around, as another teacher of mine, Earl Nightingale, says, in front of a fireplace saying, you give me heat, and then I'll give you wood. You first have to row. You have to put the firewood into the fireplace. You have to buy the lottery ticket if you want to win the lottery. You have to get your 10,000 hours in whatever it is you want to achieve mastery over. You got to do the work. This isn't hocus pocus. You don't get to sit around and manifest, please send me $1,000,000. Bullshit. That's not how it works. I'm not saying that intention and thoughts and prayers aren't real, but I believe in a God that says, like the Bedouins, have faith in God and tie up your fucking camels. I think I added the fucking part. So, row, 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 period. Your boat. Now, this is a huge one. You can't row somebody else's boat. If you row somebody else's boat, A, you're not rowing your boat. B, you're rowing the boat for them and they're not rowing the boat. And C, they're going to hate you eventually if you try and row their boat. Am I rowing my boat right now, or am I rowing the person's boat who I'm trying to control? I got to get back into my boat. I can only row my boat. Which direction do you row? Because I'm an Enneagram 8. I'm a challenger. I like to row up the stream. And then I like to bitch about how hard my life is and how hard I have to work. And as Wayne Dyer says, no shit, because you're rowing up the stream. That's not how the song goes. Row down the stream. And when you do that, you're more gentle. I'm more gentle. When I'm not fighting, when it's not me against the world, and I'm trying to force my will, right? It's no longer thy will, not my will. It's my will, screw thy will. I'm not gentle. People around me feel it. My wife will say it all the time. I become the 8-hole in the Enneagram language, the angry 8-hole. And it's because I'm either trying to row other people's boats or I'm trying to row up the stream, and it ain't gentle. Gently down the stream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Do it with joy, right? I counsel people all the time who are joyful people, but they forget because we get caught in a routine. And a routine is just a rut. And a rut, as they say, is a grave with both ends knocked out. And then we just, or we're so busy rowing upstream or rowing other people's boat that it's not gentle and it's not fun. It's not joyful. Part of my job is to just help people get back to perspective. I'm in there too. I lose it. When I'm doing all that stuff, I'm not joyful. I'm resentful. I'm rowing resentfully up the stream. Wouldn't you? So shift directions, shift your focus, and shift your attitude. Joy, right? Just true. It doesn't mean happy, by the way. Sometimes it's not happy or fun. It's not always fun, but joy is rooted in deeper than fun, right? I was counseling somebody recently whose loved one just died. Their parent just died, and they felt like they weren't supposed to have any fun, and they were passing on opportunities. And it had been a healthy enough time where I said to them, it's you can have joy. Maybe right now is not time for fun, as in trivial, but what they were talking about doing was joyful. It was something with their family, and like that's different than frivolous fun. Anyways, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. This whole thing is a game. This whole thing is gone in the blink of an eye. A year from now, a decade from now, 30 years from now, probably if you're in the afternoon of life, 100 years from now, you're gone. This ain't real. That doesn't mean there's nothing real. As R. Buckminster Fuller once taught, the most important person of the previous century, as he said, was Sigmund Freud. Why Freud? Because Freud taught the world that the invisible is more important than the visible. You could say the same is true with scientists teaching us about physics. What you can't see is more important usually than what you can see. We know that's true with love, right? You can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't touch it, but you know it's real. So it doesn't mean that nothing is real. It just means usually that the physical stuff that we're rowing against or rowing up towards or believe we need to have, it's elusive. I saw somebody drive past my window, was it yesterday, a couple of days ago, driving a Porsche 911, right, from Risky Business. Now in 1988, that was a hot car. That one, however, 40 plus years later, is not a hot car. It probably is worth $1,000. That was somebody's dream out there at one point. Now it's just a piece of metal rolling down the street. Physical, material things are not what we're working towards. What's behind them? What's underneath them? To remember that there's a dream happening here and to get reconnected back to the core, the roots, the essence of why it is we're here rowing. And when we do this work, it becomes a dream, not a nightmare. And it becomes joyful, merrily, rowing down the stream, rowing our boat, and so much more packed into this one little child's song. But now, for you, like for me, it's a tool. Thank you, Wayne Dyer, and thank you. I'll see you in the next video.